Hey all, 69 GMC part 4. Let's see where we get tonight.
No, you're not bringing home another piece of junk.
All right, so yesterday we pulled the bed off this thing and stood it up. And what Bill's going to come down and he's going to work on wire brushing the bottom of this bed off. And probably paint some POR 15 on that. And then probably do the same on the frame here. Just kind of clean it up. Get some paint on it. Good time to do it while we got this thing apart. So last night I cut the rocker off this thing, and of course the inside rocker's in pretty bad shape too. So we're going to be cutting that out and put the new rocker in, inner and outer. And we'll have to make a little. Had some rust down here, so I cut that off flush. I'm probably going to have to make a little bracket, a little support bracket for that. And just kind of clean all this up. But, it's coming along and it's going pretty quick. I did a little test fit on this thing last night, and it seems to fit pretty good. I got cut the rest of the old rocker off. There's just a little bit, like little pieces in the corners I got to get off there. But yeah, new stuff fits good, so it shouldn't be too bad. I'm hoping, this is Thanksgiving week, and we kind of got some family stuff going on in that, so I'm hoping by end of the weekend, Sunday night, it would be nice if I've got the new inner and outer rocker in, maybe the cab corner, maybe the brace under there. I know that may be being a little over ambitious, but we'll just try it and see how far we get. It's kind of cold out here tonight. I went and got to get my bottle filled for my furnace, and my 100-pound propane bottle, the date had expired on the tank, so I gotta either get another tank or do a try to get a lease tank somewhere tomorrow, because I don't like working out here when it's cold. It just kind of drains you. All right, so I'm going to clean all that up. I think first I'm going to get some plastic out and just put it down over that side of the bed and put some tape on it, because like I said, that side's been painted and we don't want to get it scratched up and have a bunch of stuff flying on it. So I'm going to cover that up and then work on cutting this old inner rocker out and cleaning up those ends and getting that brace in there. So all right, let's see how far we get with that tonight. All right, so we cut the inner rocker out of this thing and cut all the nasty out of it. So anywhere I had, I had some questionable metal that wasn't solid, I cut it out. The brace that goes under the front here was in pretty bad shape. So luckily he got this patch brace, and we're going to use about 2/3 of that. Cut that off and weld that on there, and then I'd said before we're going to use part of that back brace. We're going to have to cut that off. But anyway, I've been trimming on this thing and just kind of polishing up the edges, getting it ready weld on there. Cut the edge off of there, got all the bad metal off of there. So this is a lot easier if you're doing a full-blown frame off on one of these. Then you can kind of take everything out of the cab and you can lay the cab on its back, and you can drill out all these spot welds and change these braces a lot easier. But when you're doing it like this and you're just kind of keeping things together and just doing a repaint, but you still want to fix the rust and everything, and everything you can get to and make it as nice as you can. So this is kind of what you got to go through. So let's see, what are we gonna do? Okay, I gotta finish a little work underneath. I'm not gonna crawl under there and show you, but I gotta finish cutting the rest of this old brace off. This front one I've got all the way off. Then once I've got that out, then we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna tack this in there. Just do a few welds across here to get this solid, and you know, spot it there and spot it there. And then I can start working on getting those braces in, because they will weld to the back of this. And then, I don't know if you can see those spot welds there. We got to drill those out. So, and then those holes is where the new brace will go. We'll do some plug welds through the top to hold that on. And same back here, there's some spot welds we'll drill out and get that bad part of the brace on. So we're coming along pretty good. You know, it's taking a little bit of time, but not too bad. And then last night he was working on the bed. Just started wire brushing all of this off, and we're gonna treat this with some POR 15 and probably some rust converter in some spots, and just you know, do the best we can to keep this thing from rusting away again. And there's surface rust on the frame, but it's overall it's pretty solid. So he's gonna wire brush that off, and we're gonna clean that and paint that up too. Okay, so I'm gonna do a little more work on these braces underneath, and then we'll set up the camera and we'll tack this thing back on. I'll kind of show you what's going on up here. So I just finished everything I need to do underneath to on this side to start putting this thing back together today. I got the old braces cut back as far as they need to be, and then ground the old metal off, drilled out a bunch of spot welds. You can see in here, like, see all those spot welds I drilled out to get that brace off, and then I just kind of knocked the paint off them because I'm going to weld them from up here. And same over here on this side. Actually, I had to cut a slit in the floor to cut part of that, and I'll just have to weld that back up. But let me show you what we got underneath. Get this light out of the way. Okay, so I cut that brace back to there, and I cleaned the edges off of that so I can weld to it. I got good solid metal there. I took this rust converter, sprayed it around here after I wire brushed this off, sprayed it up in the brace to stop any rust from up there. That's that side. And then did the same on this side. You know, clean that paint off there so I can sprayed there, and sprayed the rust converter on there because you know, it's going to be up inside the brace, and I'm going to paint the inside of the brace. You know, just to so that thing don't rust on the inside. You can't get it all, but you know, you can do the best you can. So the next thing to do is to weld this, tack this inner rocker on, and put it over here. So it's gonna go wide enough camera angle on this. It's gonna go like that. So I'm gonna get that tacked on. Got a little filler piece to make for the end down there. And then once that's in place and I got it tacked pretty good, then I'm gonna go ahead and cut the braces down and get them done on the back. And then we're gonna hang the door back on here with a couple of screws and do the check the fit on the outer rocker, because I want to make sure my bottom door gap is good before I tack that in place. And then after that's welded in, put the cab corner in, and that's it for this side of the cab. Man, it's a lot of work to kill that rust. Like I said, if you was doing a frame off on this thing, you would just tilt the cab back and drill all them spot welds out and use the whole brace, and it'd be much easier. But when you're doing with the truck together, it's a little more tough, and you tend to cut yourself up pretty good too. So, but that's the way it goes. So anyway, after I get that side done, then fender, that's pretty much piece cake. It's good and solid. Fill a few holes. You don't want to put the GMC emblems back on, so we're going to fill those holes. So get those holes filled up, do like we did the bed, get that sanded down, and then move over to the other side. So I'm really hoping by the end of January I can give this thing back to him, but yeah, we're going to see. You know, it's sometimes it feels like it's moving quick, and sometimes it feels like it's moving slow. Okay, so I'll keep going on this video, get back on this a little bit in the morning. Maybe we'll get that rocker tacked back on there, or get that inner rocker tacked on there, and get that little filler piece made, and start looking at what we got to do on them braces. So, okay, that's all for tonight. So good morning, everybody. It's Thanksgiving morning. So I hope you all got some good plans with your family for visiting and eating and all that good stuff today. I thought I would, it's like 6:30. I thought I'd sneak out here before my wife got up and before things got rolling for the day, and kind of tack this panel in and maybe wrap this particular video up. So anyway, I checked what I showed a little bit ago. That was actually last night when I cleaned up underneath and put that rust converter up there, and that looks really good. So this morning I want to get this panel welded in, and the next thing I'm going to do is start cutting on those braces and get them cut back to meet what's left of the brace that's on there. Get those welded in, and once that's all good and solid, then I can start test fitting this rocker panel and make sure it ends up in the right spot. So okay, so that's what we're going to do here. Yeah, in a little bit we're heading to our church. We every Thanksgiving morning we go do community meals at our church, and so we volunteer and we go down there and we you know, make meals into the styrofoam containers, and then we got drivers take them out to needy people who don't have another way to get dinner today, or maybe they're shut-ins or whatever. Really fun thing to do. Like being able to contribute to the community like that. So if your church does something like that and you are currently not volunteering to do it, let me just encourage you to do that, because it's pretty pretty rewarding to give of your own time, you know, help other people in need, and there's plenty of them these days. All right, so let's see. I'm gonna go about a 2 on this thing, I think. Yeah, so nice thing about this kind of welding, when you do this, it's like you don't have to grind it down perfect and body fill it and all that. It's going to be behind the rocker. You're not going to see it. It's just got to be solid. Not that I'm going to goober it up, but I'm not going to try to make it super nice either, as far as the finish work. Something interesting on the way this was put together. There's like a bolt here and a bolt here, and there was some bolts over here, but everything was welded around the edges. So it's like, how long you can take it apart? I didn't understand putting the bolts in, because taking the bolts out didn't take anything apart. Still had to cover the parts. Just one of those weird manufacturing things, I guess. Before we get too much crazy with this thing, let's make sure the rocker's going to fit. that way, so it's hitting like right there. So I'll leave that. And it's the right position because the bottom of the inner rocker is fitting right into that slot. So this part of the inner rocker fits right in there. And it's going right in there, so I think that's pretty good. So let's go ahead and get this edge welded up a little bit more. Make a little filler piece for here. It's actually kind of sloped down into this. But the original outer rocker was made that it did it here too. It's kind of sloped up into here. But the replacement rocker is not made that way. So I guess I figured it really didn't matter because once you snap the other rocker on here, you don't see it. So I don't know. There's really a reason to have to do that. See, like this kind of goes up, and this used the old rocker, inner rocker, followed that from about here up to there. But like I said, these new inner rockers aren't made that way. They just go over here and stop. They just make a little filler piece for there, and I think that's what I'm going to do. It really doesn't. Once this is on there, not going to see it. Also, I topped 300 subscribers yesterday, which is awesome. So thank you everybody who's hitting that subscribe button. Been getting a lot of good comments. So, thank you for giving me your opinion. And, I've got different people talking about their cars that they're doing. I know there was a guy this morning talking about a 62 Impala that he's doing. It was a 4-door that went on and looked at it, and I can't remember the guy's name offhand, but nice looking car. So yeah, share all that stuff. Tell me about your cars. I'd like to know what's going on, with people who are checking this out, and I'm glad to reciprocate and subscribe to your channel and check out your stuff. So that's kind of the whole idea of this fun little YouTube community is sharing ideas. Down a little bit. Starting to get solid there. Alright, that's getting solid there, so let's I'm going to get all the way across there and then just take my flapper wheel and just knock that smooth, and that's as far as we're going to go with that. But let's make a little piece for here. I can probably just find a scrap and weld it on there. And then put it on. See what I got. Keep a box of little scrap pieces around. So. Shears. I'm doing it again, sweetie. Running around looking for stuff. Okay. Where am I? there. Just straight down here. Bottom edge. I like the twist of it. Grab my duty. I want it to fit that way, but lay over that way, so a little twist in this thing. junk underneath my feet. Solid now. Just make sure it's not interfering with anything on the rocker. Got plenty of clearance, that's looking good. Yep, I'm happy with that. So let's make another pass along here, get some of these, and write that down. I guess I'll do this. So I think I said earlier I had to cut a slot here to cut the top of the brace. I couldn't get anything up in there to cut it. So when I go through and do these spot welds to hold that brace in, I'll fill that back in. I'd do one over there too. So it's kind of a thinking challenge when you're doing this stuff on a car where you're not going to take the whole thing apart. You got to do the best you can with it and get it all the rust and bad metal you can get at, you know, treat everything else. I'm going to repeat myself on that a lot, but it's the first truck I did this on was actually my son had a 69 Chevy truck, and we bought a 92 Caprice police car for a parts car. Now that was pre-LT1. That was the TDI 350. But we transplanted the whole 350 700 R4 TBI injection, wiring harness, transferred all that into that 69 truck, and it came out pretty cool. And that was the first one that I did this kind of work on. I did floor sections. I did, and this was, I don't know, 15 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago. So I did rockers, I did outer rockers, I did floor sections, did the inner kick panels in here that were rusted out. But I went through and I just took a wire brush and anything that had that surface rust on it, I hit it. And then just kind of shot some, I think I just shot some kind of cheap spray bomb primer over it or whatever. Within 3 years, that rust was coming back through. Within 2 years, that rust was coming back through on those kick panels that I replaced. And it was just so aggravating, but it was my own fault because I didn't take time to use the right products to treat it right and to get as much of it out of there as I could. So, good lesson learned. I'm just passing that on, because it's so aggravating to do all this work, and there's no longevity to it. It doesn't last. So, don't do that. Let's go along here once more. Over here. So as you can tell, I wasn't too worried about getting this hot and working it, because I just kind of kept going and filling in between the spot welds I had before. So, I mean, being a floor and you're not going to see it, yeah, maybe that'll wave a little bit, you know, from welding that way and getting it kind of hot, but I don't think that's a big deal on this kind of thing. I wouldn't do that on a body panel where you gotta do body work on it, so kind of leave that up to you. If you don't care if there's a little wave in the edge of your floor under your floor mat, just weld it and keep going. Check my time here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and stop there. I'm going to have to do this on over on this side too, and I probably won't show that because I just showed you how to do it over here. And so the next thing is braces, and we're going to be, here's one, that'll go up under there, but we'll cut it off to meet the original, what's left of the original brace that we cleaned up and treated. And then same in the back. It's gonna be, I don't know if I can show doing that, it's under the car, that's really gonna be hard to get a camera and my big butt under that car and be able to see what's going on. So I'll probably show that in clips and then after it's done. But anyway, happy Thanksgiving. I hope you all have a good time with your family today. Make sure you take time to, you know, to thank the Lord for all the blessings you have, for all the struggles that you don't have, you know, that other people do. And take some time to try to give it yourself today. You know, it's, there's a lot of people out there that, you know, they're struggling to pay their bills, they're struggling to have food to eat, and maybe they don't have a lot to be thankful for today, but maybe we can make a difference and give them a reason to be thankful. So whether that means donating time at your church, going to visit a relative that, you know, is a shut-in, or a friend that, or, you know, somebody you don't know that's a shut-in, a church member or something, digging in your wallet, maybe, you know, giving some of your car money to a good organization that can help other people. Just think about doing that stuff today. God bless you all, and that's all for today. Hit like, hit subscribe, and we'll pick this up, next video up in a day or so. So have a great holiday.